Hello friends, welcome to my kitchen. In a small bowl, combine 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, and 1 teaspoon of curry powder. Add a drizzle of olive oil. Mix everything thoroughly until the spices turn into a smooth, fragrant paste. Friends, it warms my heart to see where you're from. Share your country and city, and if you're in the US, let me know your state. Now take 3 chicken breasts. Pat them completely dry with paper towels. Taking this extra minute makes all the difference. Now, take shallow cuts across the surface. Just like in the video, these little pockets help the flavor travel deep into the meat. If you have any questions about the recipes, leave them in the comments and I'll respond as soon as I notice them. Then, pour the spice mixture over the chicken. Rub it in slowly with your hands, making sure every cut is coated. Chicken breast is rich in lean protein, nourishing and satisfying without feeling heavy. The kind of food that keeps you strong and energized. Next, pour olive oil into a frying pan. Add about 1/4 of a stick or 30 grams of butter and let it melt gently. Thank you for being with us, dear subscribers. You can now support our channel by becoming a sponsor and enjoy early access to new videos. We truly appreciate your support. As it begins to foam, slice 2 garlic cloves in half. Place them into the pan and let them warm slowly. That familiar garlic scent always brings back memories of evenings when everyone in the house suddenly appeared in the kitchen, asking what was cooking. Add 2 fresh sprigs of thyme and let the herbs release their oils into the butter. Remove the herbs and garlic, leaving that beautiful base behind. Then, place the chicken into the pan. Sear on both sides until a rich golden crust forms. Let it sit without touching it at first. That patience creates color and seals in the juices. Turn it carefully and brown the other side. We are not cooking it through yet, just building flavor. Remove the chicken from the pan. If you liked the video, feel free to give it a like. Your support is always welcome. Now grate 7 ounces or 200 grams of Emmental cheese. As it falls into soft, pale ribbons, you can already imagine how beautifully it will melt. Smooth, creamy, and gently nutty. Emmental is rich in protein and calcium, helping support strong bones while giving the filling that luxurious stretch and softness we all love in baked dishes. Transfer it into a bowl. Finely chop 2 garlic cloves and add them in. That sharp, unmistakable aroma rises immediately. The kind that always signals something hearty and deeply satisfying is on its way. Add them to the bowl. Then finely dice one small onion. Take your time with it. As the knife moves through the crisp layers, that fresh, slightly sweet scent appears. Bright at first, almost sharp, but promising tenderness once baked. Onions are naturally rich in antioxidants and compounds that support the immune system, quietly turning a simple ingredient into something nourishing. Add the onion to the cheese mixture. Next, dice 5 to 7 ounces, or 150 to 200 grams of mushrooms into small cubes. As you slice through them, that familiar earthy scent rises, the kind that instantly brings back memories of slow weekends, when something hearty simmered on the stove and the whole house felt warm and unhurried. Mushrooms have that quiet, comforting depth that turns an ordinary dish into something that tastes like it's been cooked with time, patience, and care. Transfer them into the bowl. Dice half of a red bell pepper into small, even cubes. As the knife moves through its crisp flesh, that bright, fresh scent rises instantly. Slightly sweet, slightly green, and full of life. Red bell peppers are naturally rich in vitamin C, supporting immunity and everyday strength. But beyond that, they bring color and lightness to the filling. Add it to the bowl. Finely grate 1 carrot. As it turns into delicate orange strands, it almost melts between your fingers. Carrots are full of beta-carotene, supporting vision and healthy skin, while adding a subtle, natural sweetness that gently balances the savory ingredients. Add it in. Then add 2 to 3 tablespoons of mayonnaise. Mix everything thoroughly until creamy and well combined. Now, place the chicken onto a baking tray lined with parchment paper. Carefully spoon the filling into the cuts, pressing gently so it settles inside. Then spread the remaining filling over the top. Transfer to the oven and bake for 20 minutes at 360 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius until the cheese melts and turns lightly golden. Now take 3 to 4 sweet potatoes, slice them into medium wedges. Sweet potatoes are rich in fiber and vitamin A, supporting digestion and healthy skin, and their natural sweetness always reminds me of simple autumn dinners when something roasted slowly in the oven. Place them into a deep bowl. Finely grate 3½ ounces or 100 grams of Parmesan. It adds depth, calcium, and that unmistakable savory finish. Add it to the sweet potatoes. Next, grate 3½ ounces or 100 grams of Emmental. Add it as well for melt and balance. Drizzle with olive oil. Add 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of paprika. Mix everything thoroughly so each wedge is coated. Spread evenly in a baking dish. Bake for 30 to 35 minutes at 400 degrees Fahrenheit or 200 degrees Celsius until caramelized on the edges and tender inside. Now prepare the salad. Chop 2 handfuls of fresh spinach. Spinach is naturally rich in iron and vitamin K, helping support steady energy and strong bones while keeping the dish light and vibrant. Place the spinach into a large bowl as the fresh green base of our salad. Slice 1 cucumber into half rings. Cucumber is wonderfully hydrating and refreshing, helping the body stay balanced and cool. Let the slices fall gently into the bowl. Cut one large tomato into wedges. Tomatoes are full of lycopene and vitamin C, supporting heart health and adding natural brightness. Scatter the juicy wedges over the greens. Slice half of a red bell pepper into thin strips. That bright, crisp sound as the knife moves through it always brings back memories of summer kitchens, when vegetables were sliced slowly at the table and the colors alone felt joyful. Add the strips into the bowl. Chop 2 to 3 celery stalks. Celery supports digestion and brings that clean, crisp bite that lifts the whole salad. Add the celery pieces into the vegetables. Take one avocado, cut it in half. Remove the pit. Dice it into soft cubes. Avocado is packed with healthy fats that help the body absorb nutrients and keep the salad satisfying. Fold the creamy pieces carefully into the bowl. Cut feta cheese into cubes. Feta provides calcium and protein, and its slightly salty richness balances the freshness of the vegetables. Sprinkle the cubes over the top, completing the salad with a creamy finish. For the dressing, pour 2 tablespoons of olive oil into a small bowl. Add 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard, 1 teaspoon of honey, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. Whisk until smooth and glossy. Pour over the salad and toss gently. Now take the chicken out of the oven. The surface is beautifully golden, the cheese gently bubbling and lightly crisp at the edges. The aroma is deep and inviting. Place a stuffed chicken breast onto a plate. Add the roasted sweet potatoes beside it. Finish with a generous spoonful of the fresh salad. Let's try it. The filling is warm and creamy, melting gently into the tender, juicy chicken, while the caramelized sweet potatoes on the side add a deeper, slightly sweet contrast. Everything comes together smoothly and naturally. It feels generous, comforting, and beautifully balanced. The kind of meal that makes you slow down and truly savor every bite. I truly hope this recipe brings warmth, good memories, and a feeling of care into your home. Thank you for cooking with me today. But that's not all. I've a second equally delicious recipe for you. Pour in a little vegetable oil, just enough to cover the bottom. Friends, I'd be so happy to hear where you're from. Let me know your city, country, and if you're in the US, your state too. And add a small piece of butter. Let the butter slowly melt and foam. When it melts together with the oil, you get that rich flavor of butter, but without burning it. Now take a bowl. Place in 600 to 700 grams of chicken thighs. Sprinkle them with salt, black pepper, and paprika. Use your hands to mix everything very well. Make sure every piece is coated in spices. When the seasoning is spread evenly, each bite tastes just as good as the next one. By now, the pan is hot and ready. Gently lay the chicken thighs into the pan in a single layer. You should hear that pleasant sizzle. That means the pan is at the right temperature. Let the chicken cook on one side until it turns golden, then flip and brown the other side. Don't rush and don't move them too often. This is how we get a beautiful crust and lock in the juices. When both sides are nicely browned, remove the thighs from the pan and set them aside on a plate. We'll bring them back soon. If something is unclear in the recipe, just leave a comment, and I'll answer as soon as possible. While the chicken rests, slice one red onion into half rings. Try to keep the slices even so they soften at the same pace. Red onion isn't just pretty, it's full of natural antioxidants that help our bodies fight inflammation. My grandmother always said that a little red onion keeps the family strong through the seasons, and she added it to almost everything. Liking this video would be appreciated. It's a great way to show your support. Add the onion straight into the same pan. If the pan looks a bit dry, you can add just a drop more oil. Stir the onion and let it fry gently. Now, finely chop 3 cloves of garlic. Take your time here. The smaller the pieces, the richer the flavor. Garlic has been a kitchen treasure for generations, strengthening the immune system and adding warmth to any dish. Friends, if you enjoy what you see, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications for similar recipes in the future. Add the garlic to the pan and stir. The smell right now is that classic home kitchen aroma: onion, garlic, and butter. So simple, and yet it always feels like comfort. Next, slice 6 mushrooms. You can cut them into slices or quarters. The main thing is to keep the pieces similar in size so they cook evenly. Mushrooms bring a gentle, earthy flavor and are full of minerals that are good for our body. Add them to the pan. Mix with the onion and garlic. Let them cook until they soften and release their juices. Now sprinkle in 2 tablespoons of flour. This is what will thicken our sauce. Stir everything very well so the flour coats the mushrooms and onion and doesn't clump. Let it cook for about a minute. Raw flour taste disappears when it warms up a little. Slowly pour in 1 1/4 cups or 300 milliliters of broth, letting it flow in a thin stream. This helps the flour dissolve smoothly and keeps the sauce velvety. When the broth is mixed in, pour in 3/4 of a cup or 200 milliliters of cream. Stir well. The sauce becomes creamy, velvety, and thicker as it warms. If you see it bubbling too strongly, lower the heat. We want a gentle simmer, not a boil. Now, add a little more salt. Then, black pepper. Remember, the sauce should be tasty already before we return the chicken. Now place the browned chicken thighs back into the pan, right into that creamy mushroom sauce. Spoon some sauce over the top of each piece so they're covered nicely. Cover the pan with a lid. Turn the heat down to low and let everything simmer gently for 20 to 25 minutes. Take a small saucepan and pour in water. Add 180 grams of rice, 1 teaspoon of salt. Give it a little stir so the rice doesn't stick to the bottom. Cover with a lid and cook over low heat until the rice is soft and fully done. You can check by tasting 1 grain. It should be tender but not mushy. Now add a little vegetable oil into a frying pan. Then a small piece of butter. While the butter melts and the oil warms up, finely chop 1 white onion. The moment your knife touches it, that gentle sweetness fills the air, the same scent that always feels like the start of a cozy home-cooked meal. Add the onion to the pan. Fry gently, stirring now and then until it becomes soft and slightly golden. Next, finely chop 1 red bell pepper. The bright color and natural sweetness of bell pepper always make a dish look and taste more joyful, and it's full of vitamin C. Add it to the onion in the pan. Fry together for a couple of minutes, just until the pepper softens a little, but still keeps some freshness. Now add the cooked rice into the pan with the onion and pepper. Stir everything gently so the vegetables are mixed through the rice. Season with a little salt, black pepper, and some paprika. Mix one more time and turn off the heat. The rice is ready, warm, colorful, and full of gentle flavor. By this time, the chicken should be almost done. Finely chop a small bunch of parsley. Fresh parsley not only adds a beautiful green color, but also vitamin C and a fresh note that balances the creaminess. Sprinkle the parsley right into the pan with the chicken and sauce. Cover with a lid and let it cook for just a few more minutes. This little pause helps the flavors come together. Now it's time to serve. Place 1 or 2 chicken thighs onto a plate. Don't forget to spoon plenty of that creamy mushroom sauce over the top. This is where so much flavor lives. Then add a generous portion of the warm vegetable rice next to it. The creamy chicken, the soft mushrooms, the gentle sweetness of onion and pepper, and the colorful rice. All together, they make a plate that looks inviting and tastes like real home cooking. And there we are, tender chicken thighs in a creamy mushroom sauce with simple, flavorful vegetable rice. I hope this recipe brings the same warmth and joy to your table as it brings to mine. Thank you for cooking with me today. But that's not all. I've got another delicious recipe waiting for you. To begin, cut 4 large potatoes into small wedges. Potatoes are a classic comfort food that always brings a sense of warmth to the family table, and they are rich in potassium for extra energy. Slicing them this way ensures they will cook perfectly evenly and much faster. Friends, it warms my heart to see where you're from. Share your country and city, and if you're in the US, let me know your state. Now, place these potato wedges into a saucepan. Cover them with water, making sure you use just enough to submerge the potatoes completely. Then, place the lid over the pan to hold in all that warmth. Add a pinch of salt. If you have any questions about the recipes, leave them in the comments and I'll respond as soon as I notice them. Cook until tender, about 10 to 15 minutes. Pierce the potatoes with a fork to check for doneness. Next, drain all the water carefully from the saucepan. Mash the potatoes until they are a smooth puree. Doing this by hand always reminds me of the traditional ways we used to cook for Sunday family dinners, filling the kitchen with such a wonderful aroma. Then, add 2 ounces or 60 grams of butter. Mix it well until combined. Then, for a rich and velvety texture, pour in 1/4 to half a glass or 60 to 120 milliliters of milk. Mash that milk right in as well. Adding milk is a fantastic way to sneak in a little extra calcium, which is so important for keeping our bones strong and healthy. Next, finely grate 2 ounces or 60 grams of Parmesan cheese directly into the mashed potatoes. The nutty aroma of the cheese always takes me back to the special holiday gatherings of my youth. It is these small traditional touches that truly make a meal feel like a warm hug from the past. Stir everything together one final time until the cheese is perfectly melted. Thank you for being with us, dear subscribers. You can now support our channel by becoming a sponsor and enjoy early access to new videos. We truly appreciate your support. Meanwhile, take 2 chicken breasts. Cut them in half lengthwise to create 2 large steaks from each breast. This technique allows the seasonings to coat the meat more effectively, which is the key to a tender and flavorful result. It truly makes a difference in the final dish. This will give us nice, even pieces. Next, cover your steaks with cling film. Give them a gentle beating. The rhythmic sound of preparing the meat always takes me back to the busy, happy mornings in my mother's kitchen. It is a simple gesture that makes a home-cooked meal feel truly special. Then, trim off any uneven edges so your steaks are nice and rectangular. Then, season with half a teaspoon of salt. Add black pepper. Now, place 2 strips of bacon onto each chicken steak. Next, finely chop one bunch of rosemary. This aromatic herb is a powerhouse of antioxidants and essential vitamins that help keep our immune system strong and healthy. Sprinkle it right over the bacon. Add a few small sprigs of thyme. Carefully roll each steak into a neat little roll. Ensuring a tight wrap is the secret to keeping all those flavorful juices and fragrant herbs trapped inside for a perfect result. Now, transfer these rolls to a plate. Thread 2 rolls onto 2 skewers. This ensures the meat stays tight and cooks evenly on all sides. Then, slice the chicken into even pieces between the skewers. Seeing these perfectly sized bites reminds me of how my mother used to plate her special dishes for holiday celebrations. It makes the entire kitchen feel so festive. Next, add a little olive oil in a pan. Warm it up over medium heat. Fry chicken rolls for 2 to 3 minutes on each side. Just to give them a nice golden brown color. Once done, transfer rolls to a baking dish. Make sure to line your dish with parchment paper first to prevent sticking. Meanwhile, let's prepare our sauce. In a small bowl, add 1 tablespoon of mustard, 1 tablespoon of ketchup, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. Stir everything together until the mixture is perfectly smooth. Using a brush, generously spread this sauce all over the chicken rolls. Then place the dish into the oven. Bake them at 360 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius for 20 minutes. Finally, take the rolls out of the oven. Carefully slide the chicken off the skewers. Now, for the serving, gently plate these chicken rolls right beside our creamy mashed potatoes. Then, finely chop some green onions. Sprinkle the chopped onions beautifully over the mashed potatoes. Just look at that golden, brown crust shining on the plate. This meal is a true delight for any dinner table.